Hi Gemini, and welcome to Celtic Gaia Tarot. This is your September 2016 love reading for couples. Yes, for anyone who likes, subscribes or shares my channel, I'm going to choose three people to have a full tarot reading with. So please do, if you want to be into a chance of winning. So let's look at your love tarot, Gemini. There's I've got a sense of two people not moving forward in the same direction, and a bit of work having to be done to bring the two of you together. And interestingly enough, it's not your partner. I'd say that's more coming from you, Gemini. You seem more self-sufficient this month and more into your own space, as far as I can see. That seems to be what it's. So how you feel about the relationship at the moment is, it seems to be, a Seven of Wands is quite an interesting card. It's very much about sticking by your values, having to maybe defend what you believe in quite a little bit. But I also see this card about, Gemini, I've got the feeling that you're also building a bit of your own territory here. That you're trying to create some boundaries, and what you really, it's almost you're wanting some personal space. That's what I'm feeling with this card in this combination of readings. There's a little bit of personal, you want a bit of your own territory, and it's almost you're putting down these wands and going, this is it, this is my space, end of. And I'm an air sign as well, Gemini, and we have a huge need for independence, and we just have. So it's my feeling here. I could be completely wrong because there's so many Geminis, there's just so many that it's just impossible to be specific. It's just a vague idea of what this Seven of Wands could represent for you. For your relationship, on the other hand, they see the relationship as a Ten of Discs, which means it's sort of the completion of one whole. The tens are whole and complete, and it seems to me that they're perceiving the relationship as so safe and so secure, and it's fulfilling so much for them in their own life. It's also the family card. It can be a lot to do with money as well, but that's just one side of it, really. It's the family card, so they could almost be perceiving it as this relationship's, that it's in here for the long haul. They're sharing, he sees or she sees the relationship as a group activity, like you're a unit, but you, Gemini, are a bit separated off at the moment. It could just be a life place, a life space. Can't quite remember your September general reading, but have a look at it. Just have a look and say, okay, I can't quite remember, Gemini. I remember it was changeable. That's what I do remember. And that being changeable might just be this is a phase you're going through in a relationship. And the reason I say the self-sufficiency is you've also got the Nine of how you perceive the relationship emotionally is very complex in this place, because this is the card of self-sufficiency. Again, very much like the Seven of Wands. There's a very much you're on your own in this relationship, Gemini. And to tell you the truth, you're quite happy on your own. And maybe that's one of the answers. You're happy on your own because the lesson you're both learning from each other is a Chariot. And maybe you value time in the relationship and time with him. And the Chariot is trying to get two forces to work together to pull in the same direction. And maybe Gemini, you're a great communicator. And maybe this lesson is about saying, is because your partner is totally content. Not only have they got the 10 of discs, they've got the World card. You satisfy so much for them. You know, the world is completion, mind, body and spirit, and you know, every direction it's wholeness and it's completion, and there's no way around it. That's what you need, you know, that's what you mean to them. And maybe this Chariot in the middle is saying that you two need to work together to create your own relationship, not a relationship that society tells you that you need to be in, but a relationship that works for both of you. Because Gemini, I think it's going to work. You know, there might be a bit of difficulty. You've got regeneration as your croning and guidance card, which is saying to me, you know, there could be some fear here. There could be a sense of losing something, but you're not losing anything. It's complete regeneration. It's almost seen if you go forward, Gemini, and tell them your values and tell them, I love you, but maybe I also need a little bit of space once a week. I also need to do a bit of my own thing, because it seems to me, Gemini, you're very self-sufficient here and independent. And there's a sense that you're going to have to take a bit of risks, Gemini, and communicate that, so both parties can get on the same wavelength. So you don't have to be, oh, one's going in this direction, one's going in that. It's going, no, we are together, we can be together, but I also need to be true to myself. And that can be, speaking your truth can be so scary. And maybe that's where that sense of loss might come in. But it's not a loss. It's a transformation and regeneration. Which means something new is going to come out of this situation, Gemini. If you go forward, if you speak your truth, both parties need to come together. That's what I'm seeing. But what I see is it's destined. There's not even anything to worry about. It's what they generally see. The only thing to worry about is worry itself. That you just might find that if you're straightforward in what you need, there might be a bit of awkwardness, a bit of insecurity to begin with, and a bit of, oh my gosh, how are we going to do this? But the two of you are going to do it. You make your partner happy. Your partner's happy. He or she feels good. You ground them, you make them feel solid, they feel complete around you. And you know what, Gemini, you're not in a bad place either. 9 of Discs is a great card. Everyone wants to be the 9 of Discs in so many ways. There's luxuries, enough to go around. There's well-being. There's everything of what you need to have a good life here. And I think most of it depends on you stating your values and the two of you working together to create a relationship that you need. Not one someone told you a relationship should look like, but one that works for both parties, and you're going to be such a success at it, Gemini. And if you want to contact me, you can get my information in the About channel. And as I say, please like or subscribe, and I'll get a machine to choose 3 winners at the end of September. I wish you well, Gemini, and look out for your weekly readings published Friday or the weekend. Okay, Gemini, bye.